the scans on the platform, so that's okay. I'm happy with that. Quite happy for them to do that before the train. So yeah, I'm on platform. Actually, this is mine here. Yes, I'm definitely in peasant class again, where I normally belong. I must have just fluked having that first class ticket when I came up here. Mind you, I paid more for the ticket, about 15 euros more, so this one's about 35. I think that one was maybe 55 or something, I'm not sure. But actually got my main luggage right above me, which is good, as long as it doesn't crash through on top of me. It's only made out of plastic, but I guess it's strong enough to hold all this stuff. I hope it's been checked. I'm not surprised they're doing the security check on the platforms. Would be crazy for a major centre like Seville not to do the same security as somewhere like Madrid. So, as I say, I'm quite happy for that to be the situation. But yep, this will be the first leg of three more above this. So it's a 4-leg journey today. Quite a bit of travel before I finally get to good old Saigon. Yeah, it took about 40 minutes to get from Seville to Cordoba. Interestingly, this carriage was totally full, and a lot of people got off at this stop, so it's thinned out quite a bit. Also, I can track the movements of the train across Spain using the Uber app, so that's quite good. I can see exactly where we're going, similar to what you get with the aircraft. They can check your progress on the map there, so it's quite good. The weird thing is it doesn't show Madrid. It shows every other city, but I can't find Madrid listed there. But there is a big Spain written somewhere. That might be where it's hidden beneath that. But yeah, making good progress so far. Fingers crossed we get in early. Well, it's 12:50 in the afternoon. My flight's at 3, so plenty of time, and I've got my boarding pass. And it was curious, when I went to the boarding check-in down there, there was no queue, which was quite staggering. There was one person ahead of me, that's all, so that was fantastic. But then I showed them where I was going, and going to Singapore. Then they wanted me to have to provide. Well, actually, I couldn't understand what the woman was saying. She was talking in sort of some broken Spanglish, I think, because I just couldn't make it out. She was trying to say to me, "Where's your next ticket? Where are you going from Singapore?" So I had to provide them with the ticket from the Jetstar ticket from Singapore to Vietnam. Now I don't quite know why they wanted that. Though maybe Singapore's been putting heat on the Spanish for sending people across who aren't. I don't know. I don't know what the story. It doesn't make much sense to me. Being an Australian citizen, I don't know why they're concerned with me in the first place. So I've just got to hydrate before I go through security and immigration, because I won't be able to take the drink through there. So I always stuff myself full of liquids and then just go to the urinal afterwards. It's not a bad thing to do. The other thing that happened at the railway station, and it was quite easy to find a taxi, but I did ask a couple of people and they directed me the right way. There's all this stuff about having to go up to a 4th level and everything, and that was just total BS. There's none. Maybe it's changed, but it was quite easy, and there was actually a bit of signage as well. And the only thing that put the kibosh and everything was that my luggage broke. The handle is totally broken off, so to extend it so I can drag it across by its wheels is now not working. So I'm stuffed as far as that's concerned. But the guy was a reasonably honest taxi driver. They charged the flat €30 rate, and I gave him all my change. There's only a bit of copper and stuff, but at least it's a slight tip. And he seemed like a nice enough guy. And so I'm at the airport. All I've got to do now is go through immigration and security, which is a pain, but at least I won't have to do it in Heathrow, because I've got an ongoing ticket again. And so that's basically it. I'll be in transit in London, and barring any incidents, if I get in at Singapore on time, it'll be quite a smooth operation, and I'll be able to get to Vietnam after 3 more flights. So it's looking good. This is the biggest bump in the road right now, and But I got to the airport just before 1 o'clock, so I'm pretty happy, very happy. And the train got in about 10 minutes early as well, so it's all gone really smoothly so far, apart from the mishap with the luggage. So yeah, things could always go worse, that's good. Now I've got to go through the rigmarole of security and what have you. Well, rather than worrying about tight schedules and missing flights, it's anything but. I mean, I haven't had any delays at all. It's much harder getting through the process at Melbourne Airport than here. That's a shocker. And this reminds me of Barcelona. Barcelona was very quiet. It's just finding out where to go to find your boarding gates and things. That was a bit difficult because there was a bit of confusion there. But the passport controls actually, they've got separate passport controls for each boarding area, so each has its own passport control. And that was the simplest passport procedure I've gone through. I'm going to have hell in Singapore because the thumbprints never work, so that's going to be always a hassle. And I know it's going to happen again because I haven't changed my skin, so unless they've changed their software. But here it was they just stamped it. It was very pleasant. There's no hassles at all. It was the simplest process to exit. The one who played the bad cop was actually the check-in counter for the Spanish airline. That was the ones they gave me the third degree about where I was going. But the immigration people, nothing, just stamped it, rubber stamp, cities. And there was no queue there either, none. So I don't have to really wait. I waited a little while, not just a couple of people ahead of me at security, but it's been a breeze. Yeah, well, I have to say this is not one of my happy places. This is Terminal 5 at Heathrow, and I went as a transfer passenger across to this area. I had to go through a full security check once again upstairs, which is pretty strange because I don't recall having to do that when I came from Singapore going to Madrid. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to do that, but this time it's as if I just came straight into the terminal. I had to go through all the security checks that they normally do. I think that's really overkill. I just got off a plane on board where they'd conducted that security check. Maybe they don't trust the people in Madrid, but it's just a pain. So I'm going to have to go through that. I'm going to get another lot of it when I get to Singapore, when I have to check in for my final flight. And the biggest problem here is that I found my flight, but they don't tell you which gate you're leaving from up until about quarter of an hour before the actual begins boarding, and that's insane. It gives you virtually no time to make it there. I don't know, the actual flight's an hour later than that, but yeah, they're not going to tell me where according to the list upstairs. I can't read the one down here, but the one thing, at least I read it upstairs, it's big. But that's a rarity in the airport. But yeah, the 6:40, it's only around just 10 past 5 now. 6:40 is when I'll find out where the gate is. I mean, I prefer to have a bit of information earlier so I can just go and wander around and find the damn gate. I mean, it's damn sight more organised, but as I say, the actual flight itself is an hour later than that, so I guess that gives them a bit of wiggle room. You're probably realistically about 3/4 of an hour to find your way to the boarding area before it shuts, I guess, or maybe a little longer, I don't know. But it reminds me of T4 in Melbourne. It's the same sort of philosophy of not allocating gates until the last minute. I reckon it sucks as a system, but obviously some sort of time management person thought this is a brilliant way of improving efficiency, but I'm not so sure. And I've also been bumped into about 3 occasions since getting off the plane, and I was sitting next to a Spanish woman who just totally ignored me and was chatting to this English guy next to her, and didn't say one word to me in the whole flight. So I thought that was pretty weird, but each their own. So I don't know what I've done to her, but I'm not having much luck with the Spaniards the last few days of my trip there. Well, I have to say this is not one of my happy places. This is Terminal 5 at Heathrow, and I went as a transfer passenger across to this area. Had to go through a full security check once again upstairs, which is pretty strange because I don't recall having to do that when I came from Singapore going to Madrid. I'm pretty sure I didn't have to do that, but this time it's as if I just came straight into the terminal. I had to go through all the security checks that they normally do. I think that's really overkill. I just got off a plane I thought where they'd conducted that security check. Maybe they don't trust the people in Madrid, but it's just a pain. So I'm going to have to go through that. I'm going to get another lot of it when I get to Singapore, when I have to check in for my final flight. And the biggest problem here is that I found my flight, but they don't tell you which gate you're leaving from up until about quarter an hour before the actual begins boarding, and that's insane. It gives you virtually no time to make it there. I don't know, the actual flight's an hour later than that, but yeah, they won't tell me where the according to the list upstairs. I can't read the one down here, but the one thing, at least I read it because it's big, but that's a rarity in the airport. But yeah, the 6:40, it's only around just 5 now. 6:40 is where I'll find out where the gate is. I mean, I prefer to have a bit of information earlier so I can just go and wander around and find the damn gate. I mean, it's damn sight more organised, but as I say, the actual flight itself is an hour later than that, so I guess that gives them a bit of wiggle room. You're probably realistically got about 3/4 an hour to find your way to the boarding area before it shuts, I guess, or maybe a little longer, I don't know. But it reminds me of T4 in Melbourne. It's the same sort of philosophy of not allocating gates until the last minute. I reckon it sucks as a system, but obviously some sort of time management person thought this is a brilliant way of improving efficiency, but I'm not so sure. And I've also been bumped into about 3 occasions since getting off the plane, and I was sitting next to a Spanish woman who just totally ignored me and was chatting to this English guy next to her, and didn't say one word to me the whole flight. So I thought that was pretty weird, but each their own. So I don't know what I've done to her, but I'm not having much luck with the Spaniards. So I spent the last few days of my trip there. This is down the C section. There's stacks of different boarding gates in this place, and there's the action outside there about 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night. And I've got to head back up this way. I'm C64, and there's must be a couple more here, yeah. And you have to get a train here. That's how big the place is. The train, it has 2 stops at the B gates as well as C gates, so it's a massive place. But finally found it, and actually I was able to get the details of my boarding gate before the 6:40 time frame that was given on the screen, because there actually were a few customer service people for British Airways, thank God, who clued me up. So I'm feeling a hell of a lot better about things now, because I showed him my boarding pass and he confirmed all the details and everything, so that's all fine now. Here's the choice. It's chicken, or it was a pasta with some tomato paste or sauce or some type. And so I went with the chicken. It smells okay, so I'll see what we go. I've got Cab Sav red wine to go with it, so hopefully it'll be alright. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great. But please don't ignore me. That's the worst thing you can do on YouTube, is be ignored.